In the blink of an eye, everything can change. Matt Roloff, the beloved star of Little People, Big World, is now facing a health crisis that no one saw coming. The man who has been a constant source of strength and inspiration for so many is now in the hospital, fighting for his life. What happened? How did this all unfold so quickly? And what does this mean for the Roloff family and their future? Stay tuned, because the truth behind Matt's critical condition will leave you heartbroken and in shock. For those who followed the Roloffs, Matt has been a constant figure, a strong presence on and off screen. But behind the scenes, something has been unfolding that has left even his closest friends and family in deep worry. Just days ago, Matt was admitted to the hospital, and what seemed like a routine health issue has quickly spiraled into something far more serious. Over the years, Matt has faced his fair share of challenges, from the emotional roller coaster of family drama to the everyday difficulties of living with a form of dwarfism. He's always shown resilience, but lately it seems that resilience is being put to the ultimate test. The news of his current condition came as a shock to fans who know Matt as a fighter, a man who doesn't back down from adversity. But even the strongest of us can be tested beyond our limits. We've all seen Matt's dedication to his family, his farm, and his legacy. But now, the man who has always put his family first is the one who needs the support. His hospitalization has raised more questions than answers, and the medical team is doing everything they can to stabilize him. But the situation is critical, and the family is struggling to keep things together. It's heartbreaking to think that someone who has brought so much joy and inspiration to so many is now in such a vulnerable position. But through it all, his family remains hopeful, clinging to the hope that Matt's strength will guide him through this dark time. Details surrounding Matt's condition have been scarce. Family members are tight-lipped, trying to protect their father, their husband, and their patriarch from the intense scrutiny of the media. What we do know is this: Matt's health deteriorated rapidly. What began as a simple checkup turned into an emergency situation, requiring immediate hospitalization. Doctors have been working around the clock to understand the full scope of his illness, but the situation remains precarious. His condition is being described as critical, and while doctors are cautiously optimistic, the truth is, no one really knows how this will unfold. For his children, this is a nightmare they could never have anticipated. While they've always had to share their father with the world, this time they're facing a much more personal battle. A battle not just for Matt's life, but for the family unit itself. The Roloff family is no stranger to hardship. From personal conflicts to public drama, they've weathered many storms together. But this is different. The hospital waiting room has become a place of unimaginable uncertainty. And through it all, there's one question on everyone's mind: will Matt survive? Amy Roloff, Matt's ex-wife, has been by his side, as have his children, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob. Despite the complicated family dynamics that have played out on screen, one thing remains true: the love for Matt is unwavering. Amy has spoken out, saying that this is one of the most difficult moments they've ever faced. The tension between wanting to be strong for their children, yet fearing the worst, is palpable. Matt and I may have our differences, but he's the father of my children, and I can't imagine life without him. Right now, I'm just hoping and praying for the best. The Roloff family, despite their differences, is unified in their love for Matt. But with every passing hour, the uncertainty grows, and the family must confront the terrifying reality that the person they've all depended on for so long may not pull through. And then there's the world outside the Roloff family, the fans, the viewers who've been with Matt and his family through every high and low. People from all corners of the world are sending their prayers, their thoughts, and their love. It's a testament to the kind of person Matt has been, a source of strength and inspiration for so many. From heartfelt messages to social media tributes, the outpouring of support is a reminder of just how much Matt means to so many people. His journey on Little People, Big World has touched countless lives, and now, in his time of need, the world is rallying behind him. Despite the gravity of the situation, Matt Roloff is not one to give up easily. Over the years, we've watched him fight through adversity time and time again. From growing his business to building a family that has withstood the test of time, Matt has proven that when faced with challenges, he digs deep and finds a way to persevere. The same strength that has carried him through the toughest moments in his life is what will carry him through this. The road to recovery won't be easy, but Matt Roloff is a fighter. And as long as there's breath in his body, there's hope. As we await updates on Matt's health, one thing is clear: life is fragile. The people we love, the people who shape our lives, are not invincible. We often take for granted their strength, their resilience, and their ability to keep going. But in moments like these, we're reminded just how precious each moment truly is. Matt Roloff is more than just a reality TV star. He's a father, a husband, a friend, and an inspiration. And right now, he needs all of us. As we continue to hope for the best, let's remember to cherish the moments we have with our loved ones and never take them for granted. More update. Lil People's Matt Roloff admits he's petrified to marry Karen Chandler as engaged couple fights over new home. In the latest TLC show, which aired on Tuesday, The Little People, Big World actress said she was unsure about getting married again. In April 2023, Matt and Karen became engaged after nearly 6 years of dating, but they haven't yet exchanged vows. After the show, Matt, 62, admitted that he was petrified of walking down the aisle once more, despite saying that Karen, 56, was the only one he wanted to be with. In 2015, Matt announced his divorce from his 61-year-old ex-wife after 28 years of marriage. During an episode where the reality star was hanging out with friends at his log cabin, friend Ty mentioned that he was reluctant to get married. Matt said he had discussed the idea with Karen, but they were concerned about the change in their dynamic. Don't fix what ain't broke, as the saying goes, is well known. "We got that whole thing going," Matt said of his relationship, adding that it had been working so well. "We both like marriage and have been married, so it's not like we have anything against the institution of marriage. But do we really need to do that exactly?" The TLC star went on. Matt went on to say that he and Karen have not completely ruled out the idea of getting married and that they always put it off till later. At the end of December, Matt and Karen left the $4 million family property in Oregon to his ex-wife and moved into their ideal home. Karen's concern over their unmarried status, which made their new home feel more like a home she was only sharing with Matt, escalated tension throughout Tuesday's program. Matt told his fiancée on the show, "I want this to be our house. Indeed, I am grateful for that, but we will always share your home," Karen said. "Yes, I do see it that way. We are not bound together." In an interview, she added, "I just so happened to live at Matt's house." As the new house was being built, Matt also disclosed that he was scared to wed Karen since he had heard it would cause divorce. He said, "We don't need to worry about that." The couple argued about design options because they clearly had different views for the new space. By the end of 2023, the U.S. Sun said that Matt will be able to move into his dream home by December. Shortly after, Audrey Roloff, Matt's daughter-in-law, posted a number of new videos to Instagram showing off the exterior of his brand-new, modern home. On Instagram, Audrey announced that her kids will be visiting Little Papa's house. The children arrived in a toy car and pulled into Matt's new driveway while Audrey was recording, exposing the brick exterior of the new house. Matt started building in March 2023 and gave credit to Jacob, his youngest son, for assisting him with the labor-intensive endeavor. "Very exciting to be finally, after 5 years of planning, to be starting on our new house," he said at the time. "The logs that we have been preserving are being chopped up by Jacob. The house will be made from a mix of wood that we buy and some that we cut on the property using our LT40 mill. The spring and summer will be extremely busy." Matt Roloff and Karen Chandler recall his traumatic hospitalization. "I remember everyone being panicked. Matt Roloff and his fiancée, Karen Chandler, are discussing his recent traumatic health situation. On Tuesday's edition of Little People, Big World, the 62-year-old is recovering at home after being hospitalized for esophageal reflux disease. My esophagus has occasionally been peculiar. For some years, this has been the case, he admitted in a confessional. It seems like it's kind of closed off at times. It doesn't happen with every meal, but I'm not really sure what brings it on. Very rapid agitation of the esophagus causes it to create flame. It suddenly materializes and erupts like a volcano. It's pretty dramatic. Doctors suggested that Roloff get a routine upper endoscopy to identify the problem. According to the Mayo Clinic, an upper endoscopy procedure uses a small camera on the end of a long, flexible tube to visually examine your upper digestive tract. This process is typically used to identify and perhaps treat conditions that affect the upper part of the digestive system. However, Roloff said the routine process didn't go as planned. That was kind of traumatic. Roloff admitted that the medicine had caused him to lose a lot of his memories. Chandler concurred. Well, they had told me that because you were asleep, the test would take several hours. My phone rang, so I went downstairs to get coffee. They recalled, "He's out. You can come back," they said. The doctor declared that there had been an issue when he came. "We are concerned that we may have punctured his esophagus." I remember everyone being panicked, Roloff went on to say. The room was filled with panic, feeling a weird vibe from the doctors. Chandler asked them what would happen. They then put Roloff through a test to check if they had pierced his esophageal wall. "I could see that there wasn't a perforation as you drank the stuff after they completed the test," she said. "However, I could tell the physician believed that was possible." Chandler admitted that the event was more emotional than physically taxing after finding out that Roloff would be okay. Roloff has a lot of damage from acid reflux, according to the doctors, and his esophagus is normal in size rather than the typical size for a little person. As he coped with a stomachache at home, Roloff remarked, "I feel like I went in all good and came out all bad." Matt Roloff spills juicy details about Little People, Big World, after 20 years under NDA. After 20 years of silence, Matt Roloff, star of Little People, Big World, has a lot to say. The 62-year-old reality star discussed his time on the show in a long Facebook post on Friday, April 26, after finally being liberated from his non-disclosure agreement. "If these juicy details aren't for you, you can just move on," Roloff hinted. The post's main focus was on viewers' confusion on whether the Little People, Big World episode that aired on April 23 was actually the show's series final. Roloff tried to clarify why TLC hadn't released a definitive statement. According to him, the family contacted the network's legal counsel to let them know that they had made the choice to leave the show back in 2010. "We thought we had succeeded in educating people about what it meant to be a little person in an average-sized world," Roloff wrote. "Enough television programming already. We wanted to get back to running the farm and living our regular lives, so we made it clear to TLC that we were done." However, the network convinced the family to come back for a few specials, and a few weeks later the show went back to its previous format for more than a decade. Given the program's past, Roloff pondered, "This is why I think there is some hesitation to announce that TLC is ending the show." Roloff confirmed that he is happy with the result regardless of whether Little People, Big World comes back. He said, "Nobody really knows at this point," in reference to the show's future. "Everyone, I'm incredibly pleased and content with the concert run and the journey we had. The ratings were consistent, dependable, and continue to rise. That makes us quite happy." His next focus is on the controversial sale of the family farm that has surrounded Roloff's family for years. "I can't say I handled it without some mistakes and missteps," Roloff admitted, referring to all of the highs and lows. "It has been challenging." Regarding the lengthy land struggle, Roloff stated, "I would alter some of my tactics in retrospect, but overall, it has been fruitful. particularly while being captured on camera, and even pretty painful at times. I adore watching each youngster find their uniqueness and passions, and I believe the results are better. I don't get to see Zach and his adorable kids nearly as often as any of us would like, Roloff stated, revealing his relationship with his children. What makes a father so proud to see is Zach battling through illness and building out his own farm, he said, giving them credit for their parenting style and admiration. Zach, Roloff's 33-year-old son, had brain surgery in February 2023. Zach has 3 children: a 23-month-old baby named Joshua, a 4-year-old girl named Lydia, and a 6-year-old boy named Jackson. Karen Chandler, Roloff's fiancée, and he moved into their new home just before Christmas. The dream house they designed together is this one. Roloff stated that he has simply been too busy lately to focus on it, and that a date for the couple's planned wedding has not yet been set. I think we will get to work on that soon, he replied. Thoroughly enjoyed sharing a large part of my life journey with you, Roloff concluded by saying, and hope to meet you all in person one day along life's trail. Roloff conveyed his appreciation to the Little People, Big World fan base for their years of support. We couldn't have changed the way the world views Little People without you, he wrote. Because of you, I feel like a big person in a little world. Matt Roloff reveals surprising plans for the big house. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff is always doing something at Roloff Farms. The Roloff family patriarch recently revealed his surprising plans for the big house. What'd he say too? Roloff Farms is a staple in Oregon. It is a popular destination that attracts many tourists each year. With Matt Roloff and his staff, there's always something happening and something to do. The newest members of the farm's furry family are a mother cat and her 3 kittens. Jacob Roloff and his family live on the farm, along with Matt Roloff, who recently completed building his dream house with Karen Chandler. Jacob is the person you call when something needs to be fixed, planted, or handled in a different way, just like his father. According to Matt Roloff's latest social media posts, the big house is back open for short-term rentals. Matt Roloff told his sizable fan base that the summer and fall block would be available to anyone who wants to spend time in the family home where he and Amy Roloff raised their family. Those who enjoy Little People, Big World can book a stay on the farm until October. So far, there have been a lot of mixed responses to Matt Roloff's decision to make this part of the farm available for short-term rentals. In addition to the family strife that resulted from Matt's refusal to sell to Zach or Jeremy Roloff, many have criticized Matt for the expense of booking a stay at the former family home. However, for those who are willing to pay the price, a visit to Roloff Farms provides a unique experience that is unmatched elsewhere. Because the big house can host up to 16 people, Matt thinks it's ideal for large families. When you have more people, there are more ways to divide the cost. Pumpkin season is one of Roloff Farm's main attractions. One of the main draws for guests to the farm is the opportunity to visit the pumpkin patch and take family photos. Matt also mentioned that pumpkin season 2024 is approaching and that the big house will once again be available for rent. The 2024 pumpkin season is on and being planned now, according to Matt Roloff. He continued by saying that on Friday, October 4, pumpkin season will formally commence and be operational. There is a lot to anticipate at Roloff Farms as usual, and Matt and his team are keeping themselves extremely busy in the months preceding pumpkin season. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.